All right, insert clever reference and obscure joke here. It's time for the wrestling rundown, Raw Homo Edition.
Yeah, this is the beginning of the first and last first wrestling rundown of the year / next year.
It's the end of 2014. We're going to be moving into the beginning of 2015.
That's
but
how
the last
time
Raw
works.
of 2014 was hosted by Edge and Christian.
Edge and Christian started at the show, and they were talking about stuff they're going to do. They booked a match. They booked Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. They booked Rusev versus Dolph Ziggler.
Champion versus champion.
Completely naked.
Maybe just Lana.
Lana.
Now you're talking.
And then also the first ever cutting edge peep show
Starring Seth Rollins.
with Seth Rollins.
As I like to call it.
All right.
Then Brock Lesnar came out with Paul Heyman, and they started getting real threatening towards these guys who are no longer on the active roster.
Yeah, and talking about breaking necks.
And penetrating virgin necks.
Yeah. Well, first it was breaking necks, then penetrating virgin necks. They got specific.
And that made John Cena so angry he came out and tried to give Brock Lesnar an attitude adjustment.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar elbowed his way out and then ran away like a bitch.
Brock Lesnar is a bitch, so I'm not surprised.
Bitch Lesnar ran away.
But
Come back from commercial.
And our first match is our champion versus champion. Probably the best Rusev match we've seen
In a long
By
time.
far the best match.
Yeah. And
It was a
of
great
course,
match.
He's going
Fantastic.
against Ziggler. A lot of good, Rusev's having to fight his way back against Ziggler. Ziggler's doing a lot of the great selling. He's got a lot of good offense.
Ziggler makes Rusev work.
Yeah.
And
Good on you, Dolph.
that's exactly what Rusev needs, especially, he's undefeated. He needs to earn that undefeated streak.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, this awesome match would end up getting ruined because Rusev, being Rusev, starts stomping Ziggler in the corner.
Wouldn't adhere to the 5 count and gets disqualified.
Gets himself disqualified, and he decides, okay, well, I've already lost.
I don't like that someone locking a vicious accolade in the ropes.
Yeah. And Ryback
It's like
makes the
this,
save.
but in the ropes. And then, Ryback makes the save, and...
Too late.
Yeah, and then Rusev runs off, and Ryback's like, hey, I got a secret. Here's my life story. The end.
Yeah. And best way, if you didn't see Raw, check out Jericho's podcast, Talk is Jericho, with Ryback. You get the entire
Much more
story
interesting.
in much more detail.
Less video packages.
Yeah.
No video packages, actually. That might
Perfect.
Yeah, it's
might be
podcast.
your favorite way to learn about Ryback.
Is through
Then,
Talk with Jericho.
Divas match.
Yeah, we had a
For
We
a minute.
had a thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Divas had a thing, but this is the gay Raw, so...
yeah.
Nikki beat Natalia with a rack attack after a distraction.
Yeah, Nikki fell into Tyson's
After
arms.
a lot
and then
of
Brie got
anger at
mad,
Tyson
and it was
Kidd.
just-
I still can't stop popping peppermint candies
You
in
need
my
to
mouth.
stop that. It's a problem.
And you won't get that reference because you didn't see the earlier video we didn't record.
Exactly.
Okay,
then we have Naomi thanking Miz for getting her opportunities, and Miz looks confused.
because it was probably a fake producer that he had her call.
But he's
And-
like, all right. And she's like, good luck in your title match with my husband and his brother.
Yeah, which is next. Awesome match. Probably the best Miz match we've seen
Fucking
ever.
good job, Miz.
I'm
I'm gonna say this is my favorite match Miz has ever been in.
Yeah.
a lot of great false finishes.
Not saying much.
Jimmy and Miz are going back at it. Miz is essentially working this as a handicap match, which is something you made reference to. Is like that's pretty much what he does. He finds cool ways to wrestle handicap matches.
Just finds cool ways to troll Mizdow, and this time Mizdow was just out, so...
Yeah. So we end up getting, Miz is almost about to get the win, hits a skull-crushing finale, Uso kicks out, then we get the Usos tagging in, they get the double super kick, the Superfly Splash, and the tag team titles change hands on Raw.
Definitely not the only title that ever changes hands on Raw.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like we had this conversation before.
Usos close out the year as tag team champs.
King comes out and says, congratulations, what are you guys going to do? Barbecue, champagne, you're invited. King makes a reference, people boo.
Yeah. And speaking of celebration, we know that on main event, Santino is going to be doing
a
New Year's Eve party, so be sure to check that out on the WWE
not
Network.
New Year's Eve.
Yeah, exactly. Then we have Cesaro out in the ring, saying, "Hey, I want to get this off my chest."
And my head takes a towel, throws it.
The higher ups are saying that I'm not connecting with people. Well,
That's a direct shot of Vince McMahon.
exactly. It doesn't. I don't need the pyrotechnics. I don't need the big entrance. I don't need to connect to anybody. It all matters.
Hit me with that one.
Wah!
Wow.
Wah!
Okay, it all matters what happens between these 4 ropes. If you're confused why I said 4, there's 4 corners.
There's
Four
four
sides
sides
to the ring.
with
Yeah.
3 ropes.
And he says, and if anybody wants to dispute that, come out here and make my day.
And then we would get a hell of an entrance with Bad News Barrett stealing a familiar catchphrase when he came out and said,
It's me! It's BNB! And then
said that.
and then he would get drop kicked in the face.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very, very
to start the
physical,
match.
very, very physical match between Cesaro and Barrett. Went to the outside, went back inside, lots of punching and kicking, lots of Cesaro calling him Wade.
come on, Wade! Kicking him and
And for a minute there, I thought Cesaro was going to win, and then it's sort of like the match got slow for half a second, and then Barrett hit him with a bullhammer out of nowhere.
And they fit a hell of a lot into this short period of time. I just wish there was more.
Less Ryback speech, more Barrett versus Cesaro.
Yeah.
definitely.
Um,
Then we had a little Luke Harper promo where he talked about being, a nightmare come to life.
He's a social pariah.
Yeah.
Because of people's standards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
He just cast his
this
hat.
would lead into
I don't like to wash my shirt.
And he looks at the camera like, I'm gonna rape you.
Sweet dreams. But this would lead into a rematch. Him and Jack Swagger had a match last week on Main Event. This one was way better, way more physically demanding for both of them.
Swagger had the advantage a lot.
Yeah.
For the most part, Harper had a little bit of offense throughout it, but it was Jack Swagger's attempt at the Swagger Bomb is what completely ruined it for him.
Yeah,
'Cause
Because then Luke Harper spring-loaded feet into Swagger's face.
It wasn't just like, oh, I got a boot up. It was, I got both boots up, and I pulled them back, and I kicked you in the face.
yeah,
Then I spun around and hit you with a clothesline.
And that clothesline made a lot of sound.
Yeah.
Like this.
Made a lot of
And then Luke
unconscious
Harper
Jack
won.
Swagger, too.
yes. And Luke Harper picks up a win. Then we get
Harper's going strong for 2015.
for the first time in a while, we've got. Well, actually, I guess not in a while because he's been back sporadically. But we get Daniel Bryan coming back. He's at a crossroads in his career where he's got to make a decision, and he's really building this up. Like, oh my God, is he going to retire?
You were so nervous.
Yes.
I was
was
super,
about to cry.
I was super nervous because I mean, we opened up with showing Edge retiring.
Somebody spoiled it for me on Facebook. So.
Someone like Edge had to retire so early because of an injury. Holy shit, is it going to be Daniel Bryan? He says, is my career over? No, because there's too much left for me to do here. I love this too much. I'm not going to let this get me down. Am I going to be in the 2015 Royal Rumble? Yes! Yes! And I got to calm the fuck
His
down.
heart started again.
Yeah, I was messed up.
He didn't breathe through that entire promo.
I was tapping my foot a lot. I was freaked out.
Shaking the whole place.
Then we had Rollins versus Reigns, one of the matches set up by Edge and Christian.
Reigns, amazing.
Reigns is definitely picking up momentum. He's starting to, he's making people pay attention to him.
I
going into the
appreciate
Rumble.
that he's using the arm wrench a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Like-
he's working body parts.
Yeah.
He's working ring psychology.
And talk about my favorite move of the night, Sunset Schoolboy into the Sin Cara Bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
It's great because it was an innovative move and the name is very heavy with alliteration.
Yeah. Also, not a move I'd expect Reigns to be able to do.
no,
Well, the Sin Cara Bomb, yeah, but the fucking Sunset
the
Flip
setup to
Schoolboy.
the setup to it was definitely different. Big Show was out doing commentary, just putting over Rollins probably better
Show
than anybody
wants some of
has.
that Rollins.
He wants Rollins raw.
He wants Rollins.
Yeah.
And he would actually be the
He
reason.
wants to put his money in his bank.
Reigns was gonna spear him, and Big Show's like, "No, that's my man," and then pulled him out of the ring.
So I'm the only one that gets to spear him.
And then would beal him over the freaking announce table and then dump it on top of him.
Which JBL actually played off as effectively as saying he was trying to re-injure the surgically repaired abdomen area of Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Well played.
Which
well
I
played.
guess, dropped the commentator's table on him.
Yeah.
That'll
Yeah, I think that would just re-injure everything.
Yeah.
cut him directly in half where that corner of the table landed.
Yeah.
So now before the end, where we have the first ever Cutting Edge Peep Show, we find out that on SmackDown, the same show is going to happen, but our but the guests are going to be Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
Because next Monday they're having an ambulance match.
Yeah.
Ambulancia.
And we're not super
Lucha
excited.
Ambulancia.
Yeah.
We're really hoping that this makes sense.
Surprise us, guys.
Please. Because TLC should have been the only hardcore match in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Then Bray Wyatt does a little promo in the back of the
Bray
ambulance.
Wyatt's probably not even into it at this point because he's just like, okay, I'm leaving now.
He's closing the doors on his own promo, so you know he's not excited.
He just ran out of shit to say.
He's just like, I don't have any more riddles. Fuck you guys. Let's drive away now.
Then we have Seth Rollins backstage coming towards the Peep Show.
Yes.
And Renee Young stops him and says,
I'm going to give John Cena toast.
Yeah, are you going to give John Cena toast? And he says, yes, I am going to give John Cena toasted bread, possibly with butter and jam, and I'm also inviting Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar's coming to breakfast as well. So then Edge and Christian...
breakfast in bed.
This is a live sex celebration.
With Edge and Christian.
Yeah. So...
Yeah, they do their
used to be
usual...
brothers.
They do their usual funny setup.
Yeah.
They bring out Rollins, who brings out Big
Session
Show.
debuted.
Oh, yes. Earlier...
Beat the shit out of...
Yeah,
Miz
Moneymakers were pissed off, demanded a rematch.
Shit. I just realized why they did that. Miz wrestled like most of the earlier tag team match.
So Miz needed a match.
Yeah.
Miz was pissed off, wanted a rematch against the Usos. Edge and Christian were like, no, you get a match, but it's not against the Usos, it's not for the tag team titles, just go out there and have it. And the Ascension debuted and destroyed Mizdow. And Miz was grumpy pants the whole time.
And then fucking...
General Zod 2000, a.k.a. a walking bucket of suck.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is, pile of suck.
Pile of suck.
Was
back
on the steps.
He brings out Big Show, which we were like, okay, why is Big Show?
That's not Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. But then this turns into a hostage situation.
They knock Christian out by hitting him in the stomach with a briefcase.
Which re-injured all those concussions.
Yeah, absolutely.
They
shocked up his body.
Well, what happened is Christian had so many concussions, in order to safely hide his brain, he put it in his stomach, so if people hit him in the head, he wouldn't get any more concussions. And they knew that, so they hit him in the stomach, which then reconcussed him, and he fell out of the ring. He ain't even going to be on SmackDown.
Then
totally
they held Edge down and were like, I'm going to break his neck unless Cena comes out here. Cena, come out here. No, don't come out here. Stay right there.
Come out here, but don't get too close.
Give me what I want. Okay, I'm going to take my shirt off. Hold on.
He takes his hat off.
Stop. That's not it.
No, Jamie, give him a microphone.
I want the authority back. Give him the microphone.
Pretty much it's Edge is going to die if you don't bring the authority back.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that's all you wanted? Okay, I've been thinking about doing that anyway.
He didn't say that. No, earlier there was kind of a reconciliation between Cena and Edge talking about respect. And John Cena even told Edge to, watch out for himself.
You're a dad now.
And
way to
so now
I said he's gonna get hurt, and then you're like, no, he's not gonna get hurt, and then I'm like, haha, told you so.
Yeah,
he got hurt.
Grip that Big Show had on him probably hurt.
Probably.
So
John Cena's pretty much forced to bring the authority back.
Yeah.
I remember the authority.
And Seth Rollins is like, all right, awesome, the authority's back, blah, 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 but you obviously don't know me because I'm going to kill him anyway.
Yeah, Cena's like, no, you're not. Runs in, punches Seth.
Starts fighting J&J.
Punches J&J. Big Show comes up and tries to take his pants off.
Daintily runs over to Rollins.
And throws Cena by the seat of his pants because he can't get him off. Punches him in the face. And then before he can get Cena's pants off, Brock Lesnar comes out.
No, that's not what happened. No.
Seth curb stomps Cena.
Seth curb stomps him, leaves Cena laying in the ring with
They all
Edge and
walk
Christian.
up the ramp while Seth Rollins' music plays in celebration. Lesnar and Heyman come out for no fanfare at all.
No apparent reason.
Because they were invited, and Brock Lesnar just now found the belt.
And so we should be looking forward to the Authority coming back next week, but instead they come out at the end of Raw.
Yep.
Which doesn't make sense, because they're not supposed to be there.
Right, unless Seth called them, right when he came up with the plan at the beginning of the show.
But then my theory is they've been hiding out in shady hotels every city that Cena's going to, in case he decides to bring them back whenever.
Yeah, they're hiding in the Shield's old hangout.
I just think this completely ruined the segment.
It did.
They totally should have waited till next week.
But I think the lackluster way they brought the Authority back kind of ruined the angle anyway.
I was cool with the way they brought them back because I knew it was going to happen. I would have felt much more satisfied if it was a week of what can we expect the Authority to do.
No, I just think Okay, I don't know what my issue with it is. I'm fine with it being putting John Cena's like honor. Okay, we're done with Raw. Goodbye.
No, finish your thought.
You got a thought, and it's important. Your phone doesn't think your thumbs are important, though.
Just stop.
Oh, sorry.
We're done.
No, I just think that okay, the hostage thing was fine. I'm gonna kill your friend if you don't is fine.
We knew Cena would have to be put in a situation where he had to choose the authority.
I just think Cena being like, oh, okay, I'll bring him back.
He gave in really easily.
I don't think so.
Well,
There was
I don't know.
a man's ability to walk for the rest of his life was.
I just think
in the balance here.
He's just okay, and that's the end of it.
Yeah.
All that build up, just okay, and then it's done.
Yeah. Well, and they brought this whole storyline back into rotation way too quick.
Yeah.
It was literally the night after Survivor Series. It was like, the authority needs to come back. They were just at the beginning of the show.
They were gone for a pay-per-view.
Yeah. Chill the fuck out.
My theory right now that I'm going to laugh at happens, Triple H is going to inject himself into the Royal Rumble and get eliminated by an interference from Sting.
Do it. Okay.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm so okay with that.
Yeah. Okay, so that's Raw.
Raw was pretty good. I'll give it a B+.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll agree with the B+.
I'll give it a Daniel Bryan.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it for the Raw review. We're going to be having videos pop up sporadically throughout the week.
Check out.
But because this is the last of
/
2014, beginning of 2015, Thomas Wolfe
Well, we're going to party like it's 1999.
We shouldn't do that because that's 15 years ago.
Okay.
That was a good party.
Yeah.
I was 12.
Yeah.
I didn't party when I was 12.
You were lame.
I don't party anyway. I'm boring.
9-year-old. I was 9. Those are the best times to party.
But yeah, our special video this week, Thomas Wolfe will be doing his top 5
of the year.
Yeah,
So-
of the year 2015, not the year.
Oh, God. A burp.
Okay,
Call
so
it early.
there's going to be nobody.
And
No.
anybody is eligible for
Yeah,
this.
I'm calling it early.
Oh. Snap.
You should do that anyway. You should do
A late
All right.
and an early.
you should do a
All right.
A
top.
late
Okay.
and an early?
We will see.
Yeah.
Because
Everyone's eligible.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Be sure to look down in the description. You can find all of our Twitters, Facebook,
talk to us.
Tumblr, all that stuff.
Comment.
Post comments, like, favorite, subscribe.
Talk to us.
All that fun stuff. Let's watch
Email
wrestling.
me.
Let's talk about wrestling. Email Kevin Hawk because his email's down there. Email us at
Send him
fanstalkwrestling@gmail.com. And
Send
we
me
will see
$5
you
to my PayPal
at whatever
account.
video you decide to choose.
I'll curse stop Brock Lesnar.
next.